This is Guillermo Del Toro's adaptation of the Frankenstein novel or story, and permit me say that is the best I've seen so far. And guys, would you believe that everything was real? Well, not almost everything, but the most. For example, the laboratory was real. The ship was actually real. Can you believe that? Like, guys, you have to take a look at this film. Now, upon its release, Netflix did congratulate Guillermo and the entire cast. Now Netflix said that they were looking at almost more than 29 million views on Netflix. That is how popular the film is. Very short, very precise. We're looking at 2 hours and 2 minutes. You definitely have to watch. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna love it, and there's a whole lot of lessons to learn. Now, it's more fictional and it has horror in it. There is love, so you're going to learn a lot. But if you easily get frightened, then this film is not for you. Now, the film is going to teach you about childhood trauma, parenting. I think that's just the center of it all. Parenting, bad parenting. You're addressing parents, and the trauma they cause their children. Now, and how it's going to later on affect them in their life and the society at large. Now, you're going to learn tolerance. You're going to learn patience. You're going to learn a whole lot. Now, let's talk about the plot real quick, right? Victor Frankenstein is, oh, by the way, guys, the human, Jacob Elordi, who played the creature in Frankenstein, is so good looking. Now, they have been on media rounds, and he's the one trending right now. Oh, this man is. Yeah, anyways, well, I'm just being a woman, so you can't blame the man is fine. Oh my God. Now, we wouldn't care if he's married now, would we? Anyways, back to the story. A girl is allowed to dream, please. Like, serious, this man is fine. Okay, here is a plot. Victor Frankenstein, he grew up in a loveless family. Now, this is what I mean. The father was a surgeon, Dr. Frankenstein, a renowned surgeon, right? Now, he only married the mother because of a sizable dowry. So it was more or less a marriage of convenience. There was never love there, isn't it? Right. So because of the nature of his work, he would seldom spend time at home. So it was always out because, people needed him, right? So Victor grew up with the mom and he experienced a whole lot of love. The mother loved him so very much. Now, at that time, the mother was heavily pregnant for the second child, you see. Now, Victor and the mother would get frightened each time the father visits rather. It was the father's dream for Victor to take over, his footsteps. Like he wanted Victor to be a successful surgeon like him. So he would teach him. During their revisions, each time Victor makes a mistake, either he forgets or he omits, he will punish the young man. Now you get to see the lack of tolerance. Parents, you're going to see the verbal abuse, you will see the physical abuse. Most parents, I'm not going to say most parents do not, they lack that patience. They have to understand that we do not have the same IQ. You can't give birth to a child today, you're expecting that child to start walking tomorrow. You're expecting that child to start talking tomorrow. There are kids who can easily grasp something. It's going to take them like 1 minute, but another will take weeks. You see, but now parents have to understand that it's not a proper thing to compare children. Those it's very common in the African context. Why you know if you get sense, you're as useless as your younger brother, or see a younger brother, he's more intelligent than you, more successful than you. Why can you not be like the neighbor's child? Why can you not be like your classmate? Look at my best friend's son, see how successful he's doing. Why are you this useless? All of this gets it. It's very traumatizing. It's a traumatic experience that when you grow up, either you become a lot of kids who are bullies today, a lot of bullies, yes, it's because they lack of love at home. So other people are suffering because lack of good parenting. Are you understanding me? That your child becomes a bully, they get into illegal activities because they have hate in their heart, they have so much anger. All they want is love, you see. So Victor did not have that love. Now, unfortunately for Victor, the mother passed away while trying to give birth to the younger brother, William's Frankenstein. And it even gets worse because in the absence of his mother, he was left alone with the father. Like I said, he never had a good relationship. Now, the father did not really love him like that. So the father would spend more time with the younger brother. Another plus of William was the fact that they had the same hair. Like William and the father, they had the same color hair. So the color of hair. So the father would spend more time with him, give him the best of gifts. Now, Victor became very grumpy, very grouchy. He would always frown. While William was more joyful, he would become the sunshine of the family. He's a young kid. What does he know, right? That's it. So the father would do everything to make sure that Victor or William does not experience the passing of the mother. Now, unfortunately, things will go south as there's going to be a revolt, in their company and all, and they will lose all their properties. And the only thing they had left was their mansion. And in the course of months later on, they would equally lost the father. Now, Victor was in so much pain. He made one promise. After my mother, I will make sure that no human being ever dies. Now, I'm going to be a far more better surgeon than my dad. He had even promised the father that I'm going to be better than you. My mother died in your care. You are a surgeon, the best in this country, but you allowed my mother to die. Now, I will make sure that I cheat death. Now, to young Victor, he wanted to play God. He believed that God made a mistake, and that mistake was people actually dying. What he did great was, creating human being, isn't it? But why would he allow these human beings to die? Now, Victor's motivation stems from the fact that the only person who had ever showed him true love died, which was the mother. Years later on, Victor and the brother, they separate. The brother goes to live with the family in another part of the world, and then Victor travels to Edinburgh. Now, in Edinburgh, you find him in this in school, right? Now, he's trying to defend his project. Now, he's trying to tell the lecturers and the professors that it's very important for us to cheat death. We can do that. Now, you are going to find him trying to illustrate and all, but the professors were disgusted. Now, they called it an abomination. They said, you cannot cheat God. You cannot cheat death, rather, and you cannot play God either. God gives life, and only God takes life. You should allow people to die. Now, Victor is not happy. He has this ambition. He must stop it, you see. So in the crowd, there is this man, Highlander, who is very much interested in this. So he's going to he's going to propose a very juicy offer that Victor will not say no to. Now, he takes Victor to his house and he tells the young man, I am going to provide unlimited resources for your pursuit to be realized. But in one condition, I Victor was like, I know you're not doing this for free. So what do you want in exchange? He said, just give me the privilege to be able to capture this for posterity. But ladies and gentlemen, in the course of the period, you're going to discover the true reason why Highlander was sponsoring Victor's pursuit. Now, another reason why Highlander was much more motivated to sponsor Victor's, dreams and aspirations was because his niece, Elizabeth Highlander, was engaged to Victor's younger brother. Remember the young William, right? William Frankenstein. Well, he became very successful in finance and he got engaged to Elizabeth. So they're going to come back to Edinburgh, for the reunion and all. Now, Highlander is going to employ the services of William. Like, I want you to accompany your brother, right? Provide him with everything that he needs to make sure that this actually comes to fulfillment. So they'll take him to this estate, this beautiful mansion where there's a very powerful laboratory there. They're going to buy everything. Now you will see Victor going from one town to the other. Now he has to collect body parts from different humans, right, to create this creation. Fast forward into the film, Victor is going to commit the same error. So he's going to make the same errors that his father made: impatience, tolerance, lack of empathy. Now, Victor, after several months, is almost closed. Not closed. Close. Okay, let's take it back. So Victor's, several months later, is almost close to achieving his pursuit, like trying to create a human being who is going to cheat death. Like he's trying to give that human being eternal life. He's going to live forever, right? Voila. So now he's excited. But now Highlander is running out of time. Now he tells Victor, I'm not going to sponsor this anymore. I'm giving you 1 week. If after a week, this does not start talking, then no more funds for you. So Victor is under so much pressure that you're going to find him, he's doing everything very much possible to make sure that this happens within a week. So he makes progress and he's trying to, so he looks for Highlander to explain to him like, oh, this is the progress we're making. And he finds the real reason why Highlander was sponsoring the entire project. So Highlander was suffering from syphilis. He was almost dying. The stage was so chronic. And that's what Helena tells him. If you can create another human being, then I believe that there's going to be hope for me. So there's that altercation. Victor says, I cannot because your syphilis is so chronic. It has chopped or eaten every part of your body that's spread everywhere. So it's not possible. So Helena gets angry. Like, all of this is because of me. The money and all. This is my house. And you want to tell me that you cannot help me? So there's this struggles. He's destroying almost everything. And in one case, they were struggling, and then he falls from the building. So the laboratory had a tunnel. It had an opening. So he falls from up to down and he died instantly. Now Victor is scared. You cannot tell anybody about the passing of this man. You see, they're going to accuse him of murder, so he hides the corpse elsewhere. Now let's just fast forward. So the only thing, after he had assembled the human, the body part, bandaged everywhere, now there was one thing he needed. He needed a heavy rainfall and a storm that is going to activate the energy, the electricity. And fortunately for him, this fateful day, it rains, there's a storm, he connects everything, and he's hoping for this human to rise. But nothing, no movement at all. He gets angry, he gets frustrated. You're going to find him hitting the human. He thought and believed that he failed, like his dream did not pass. And the only person who was sponsoring this project died a few minutes ago. Like, bro, you have to wake up. So he goes to bed with so much disappointment and disgust, and he blames this statue for, deceiving him and all, for giving him a false hope and everything. And then he sleeps. Upon waking up, he noticed there's a presence in the room. And when he opens his eyes, he's astonished. Now, guess who is standing by the foot of the bed? That creature, or that creature. Now, Victor is like, okay, now you're talking. Now, this is where the film gets heated. Honestly, the first 40, first 50 minutes, the first 1 hour of the film, they're just leading you on, right, to the climax of the film. So this is where the film now becomes more interesting, 1 hour into the film. Okay, cool. So now Victor starts doing 1 or 2 movements. He's going to go left, the creature is going to follow him, he'll go right, the creature, okay. He's doing exactly the same thing I'm doing. That is parenting. You give birth to your child, you have to start teaching the child. You say, mama, papa, A, B, C. You want to take that child to elementary school. You're going to play a couple of videos, cartoons, and what have you, for them to learn, isn't it? Now, that was that teaching process. But unfortunately, Victor was so impatient. He takes this creature to another end of the building. He chains in, because it's a creature and he doesn't know anything, right? So you have to make sure that you're able to give the proper guidance. So he chains the creature and he's trying to teach. Now, the first thing he ever taught this creature was the name, or his name, how to pronounce his name. He said, my name is Victor. Call it Victor. The creature struggled, but after a while, he successfully, pronounced the name Victor. And Victor is so happy. But now Victor wanted more. You cannot call only Victor. Is that the only thing that you know? He says, say something else. Say something. What is this? What? He's pointing a lot of things. What is what? The creature is Victor. Now he's pissed. And what his father did to him, Victor started doing it to the creature. The creature is now your baby, honey. There was impatient. Each time Victor's father would teach him and he will mispronounce or not get the answers right, he's going to beat him. He had a whip. Before it was on the hand, the back of the hand, right? Later when the father took it to the face and said, your hands have become very more important, but your face is vanity. And he's going to whip the face. Victor started doing that, beating the creature, and he would abuse the creature verbally, and the creature became scared of its own maker, of its creator. Victor became that monster. Now, the other end, Elizabeth is worried. They have not seen nor heard from the uncle for a very long time. Neither have they heard from Victor. So they said they should go visit to find out what is happening. So upon reaching there, Elizabeth is wild. Now, she is the one that shows this creature that love and that empathy we're talking about. Now, you find that motherly instinct, and the importance of having a woman in your life. Granted, that some mothers who are worse than men, they don't care, but this one had so much love, and she would take her time. She felt the creature's pain when she touched one side of the body. I think around the abdomen or so, and she noticed blood, and she was like, "Who hurt you?" Now, the creature finally felt safe. This is somebody that I know. This is somebody who cares about me. Now you will see him. He's surprised. He doesn't know anything, isn't it? He's going to take off her gloves. He's going to touch the fingers. And then he's going to be like, yeah, just like you. I'm like you. You are not a monster. You're a human being like me. We have the same body parts. And just when Elizabeth was about leaving, because she too would try to teach, the creature her name. And just when she was about leaving, the creature is going to mention her name. That's the second word. But did you see the manner in which Elizabeth taught this creature? With so much love, so much patience, so much tolerance. Parents, you have to tolerate. You have to be present. You have to be loved. Don't everything you get for the holla. Some of you shout all the damn time. Be patient with your children. Okay? Okay, cool. So Victor had already given up. He's like, you know what, Elizabeth, you have to go. Now they asked after the uncle, has he been here? Well, I've not seen him, You guys just go, I will join you guys later on. So when he finally convinced them to leave, he sets the whole building into flames. Now, he leaves. Unfortunately, he was badly injured because he could hear how the creature was calling its name. His name rather, Victor, Victor, Victor. But he tried now to go back. The flame was too much. That the force, the pressure, while I pushed him and against, I think, a statue or so, and he got injured. He lost a leg. And the creature successfully escaped, right? And that is when that rage started. He was pissed, he was angry. So he would do everything possible to trace his creator. Alone, stranded in the cold, wounded. The creature does not know where to go. He doesn't even know where he is. So he finds himself on the mountain. And then he receives love from this animal. He's trying to pick some fruits. And unfortunately for him, there were some humans there. And they shot at him, they wounded him. He ran into a house. Now he runs and finds this abandoned building. He gets inside and he gets comfortable. Now, unfortunately, the people who had shot at him in the mountain were actually the owners of this house. Now, days later on, their sheep, their flocks were attacked by wolves. Now, there was an old man with them, like their father. So they tell their father that they have to go to the mountain, and they will not want the father to stay there because that building will not be safe for him. Now, prior to that, when the creature moved into that building, right, he was doing one or two good things for them. He was doing a lot of things. So they started calling him the spirit. They were like, because you just wake up and you discover that your barn has been built, there's firewood in front of the door. He was doing a whole lot of household chores that they believed that only a spirit could do it, you see. And without them knowing that it was a person that they shot at a few days ago, isn't it? So winter was fast approaching and the wolves would always come and destroy their animals. So they told their father that, okay, they are going to be going to the mountain. And they don't think that environment will be very safe, considering the fact that, there were attacks a few days ago. But the blind father would insist that he would rather stay. It's much more comfortable there. He doesn't want to leave for the city. Now, they had to leave. So they left, and they left for the mountain, leaving the old man behind. And that is when the creature started introducing himself to the old man. Now, little did he know that the man was blind. And that is exactly how the young man or the young creature or the creature started learning how to read, how to write. And that was thanks to the benevolence and the kindness of this blind old man. Now, that was the second time that he received love. The very first time was the love Elizabeth showed him. And the second time when the blind old man showed him. Now, unfortunately, during his conversation with the old man, he told the old man, I don't know where I'm coming from. I need to trace my roots. So he now had to go back to that building. Not all of it was destroyed. He had to go back there. And this is going to cost him a whole lot because in his absence, the wolf will come again. And unfortunately, he was not there to protect the old man. They're going to bite and, kill the man. But before his death, the creature was able to return, like to tell the old man about his findings. Like, I saw a couple of pictures. I'm able to see, I saw my reflection. So I believe, and then I've equally seen the address to my creator. I now know where to find him. And when he gets into the building, he notices that the old man was under an attack. He fights the wolf and kills some of them while the others escape. The others run for their life. But unfortunately, the old man was badly injured. And after one or two conversations and the dialogue and all, the old man finally died. And Frankenstein, once again, or the creature was once again all alone in this world. Now, while he was still, crying, he was trying to mourn the old man, the family returned and they thought he was the one who had killed the man. So they shot at him and he ran away. But unfortunately, he fell into the snow and he woke up some months later on. And that is when he realized that he cannot be killed because the number of bullets he had received, right? And I'm still alive after a while, so I cannot die. Now, I'm tired. I want to rest. I've missed death multiple times. I just want to die and go. So that was the motivation, for him to find his creator. He finally finds his creator. Victor, after the explosion, the brother came back and, they took him to the building. Unfortunately, he lost a leg, but a prosthetic one was given to him, And it was the wedding day of his younger brother, Elizabeth, or William, and the fiancée, Elizabeth. And Frankenstein, or the creator, comes. Why am I always saying the creator? the creation. So the creation comes in, and there's this exchange. He tells Victor, I just have one wish. I'll need you to create another me. I'm tired. It's lonely out there. And Victor tells him, why would you want me to create another you? So that there's going to be procreation. And afterward, there's going to be many of you. You are a monster. You do not deserve to live. I hate you. Now, he used the most gruesome words, you know. They were so bad, so aching, that it really angered the creator, or the creation rather. He gets angry, you know, he tosses Victor from one end of the building to the other, he injured him. So there's this commotion, there's this noise, the guests who are downstairs, they were hearing it. So Elizabeth rushes in and finds the creation, you know. That is the second time they're meeting. Remember the first time in the building, right? Where he was all bandaged. But this time around, he has a longer hair. He's in, you know, he's well dressed. Well, that question, fine. Thank God. The interaction was so romantic. I could feel the tension. I could feel the sexual tension. Let's be honest. And it was so dreamy. You know, he was like, and stuff. And then Victor wakes up, he picks a gun, and he asks Elizabeth to make way. Unfortunately, I mean, she's very much in love. Yeah, she was in love with the creation, and she will not make way. So Victor aims at the creation, and unfortunately, she blocks it. She collects the bullet, and she died. Now, this annoyed the creation even more. How dare you kill the woman? Listen, man, no matter what you do, honey, a woman's place will always be there. God created women for a reason, honey. I mean, back then, Adam was lonely. He was lonely in the Garden of Eden. Without Eve, your life will be so miserable. You know that? A woman is there to make your life more colorful, to give you all the love that you need and need. You just need a woman in your life. Imagine creation, they just created anyway, so you get feelings. So they know they get for protect woman. But when I get away, clearance for all the women in the world. Now, father. Anyway, so they hear the gunshot, is rushing, and then they find the creation that, I mean, to them was a monster, right? So they're like, what's going on here? And unfortunately, while William Frankenstein, the younger brother to Victor, tried to save the wife, he was badly wounded. You know, the creation, big, tall, good looking, just picked him and tossed him against the wall, and he hit his head, his skull, and he was badly injured. Now, the creation, everybody now is scared. A lot of people who came to fight him were injured. Some lost their lives, body parts and all. So they just made way for him. And you will find the creature carrying the lifeless Elizabeth. No, at that point, she was still breathing, yeah. So he carried him and was walking down the stairs, and he took her to this tomb, or to this cave, placed her on a stone, and they spoke for a while. I actually thought that she was not going to die, you know. I thought the creation's kiss was going to save, but they didn't kiss. Why? Guillermo, you would have allowed them to, because you could tell that they wanted to, honey. But why? I believe there's going to be season 2, and the season 2 or the part 2 is going to be Frankenstein's bride, or, you know, the creation's bride. And who is that going to be? It's going to be Elizabeth, because you could feel these two were very much in love. You understand? You could feel that the creation wanted to just devour. But that creation, fine, sha. Imagine you're married to a man who can never die. You're mad. That's what this we're going to do. Anyways, guys, so to conclude, but that guy, women, why are we like this? You know, we watch films for different reasons. You're watching for your own, I'm watching for my own. I want you to admire the abdos. Even Christian was having abdo. I don't understand. The body, the biceps. And then it's a voice. Victor. Oh my God. Anyways, you are. So, yeah, now, Victor was like, he was pissed. He was mad at himself, you know. When he saw his brother almost lifeless, he was, oh, man. You know, so he rushes to the younger brother, and the brother says, you are the monster. The world needs to be afraid of you. All of this is because of you. You are the problem. And unfortunately, before he could make peace with the younger brother, he gave up the ghost. So Victor is angered. He picks a gun, a rifle. He rushes into the cold. And now his only mission was, I have to kill this monster. Because to Victor, this thing that I created is a monster, does not deserve to live. And now he goes out there for months. He's following the creation. And then they finally meet. Now the creation tells him, I'm not going to kill you. I'll just make you suffer. So each time they meet, there's going to be, you know, breaking of body parts, like the nose, the leg. I need a companion. I will not kill you until you give me that companion. Yes. And Victor said, we'll die here together. No companion for you. You go to turn the wilderness. So yeah, and that is how he was discovered by, this captain, and his crew. So they saved him because they had a roar, the capture. He's captured. They rescued him, took him to their ship and stuff. So now that was his own tale. Everything I'm telling you now, that was Victor's tale to the captain of the ship, right? So Frankenstein, or the creation rather, sucks into the ship, because the beginning you're going to find him, fighting the ship, because they did not really understand. They thought he was a monster, the size and the way he looks, he's divided and butchered everywhere. So they were scared of him, right? Voila. So they would fight him. He killed a couple of them, injured a couple of them. So he finally successfully gets into the ship. And that was just when Victor had finished narrating his own side of the story. And now the creation says, that is Victor's. Let me give you my own side of the story. So when they explained everything, Victor felt very bad. And he said, can you forgive me? Victor finally asked for forgiveness. And the creation forgave him. English they are made. It's the way I added easy. Forgive him. My mind and English one wound me. Well, the creature finally forgave him and granted his last wish, which was, call my name. Call it the same way you did the first time, and he said, Victor. And Victor passed away. Victor said, you are my creation. You are my baby. You are me. And you would find the creature crying. That's all he wanted. Love. Parents, you have to love your own. So at the end of the day, you discover that Victor is a monster. Very, lack of empathy, does not have love. It's not merciful. It's not kind. It's not patient, But now the person he had described as a monster ended up having sympathy. He was the one crying. He was the one who forgave Victor. Can you imagine that? He was the one shedding tears. Oh, my goodness me. That was beautiful. So, moral lesson. So, please, parents, when you birth us, no, we asked you to birth us. So it was not a creature who asked Victor to build him. He didn't even exist. You just collect different body parts, But first of all, different, honey. They imagine if you have to take different body parts from people, different thoughts, different mentalities, behavioral pattern and all that. You want a person to behave how? You have to be very patient with your children. You have to show them so much love, and enough for the comparison. Kids are not the same. The way we're going to behave are not going to be the same, and all of us are not going to be successful. Our mothers will tell us, look at these 5 fingers. They're not the same, isn't it? Yeah, you can be, another person can be, yeah. So you can have 5 children. They are not the same. They're not going to reason the same. They're not going to behave the same. They're not going to be successful the same, you see? So stop comparing your children on them, and stop this favoritism. You prefer one child to the other. It creates a lot of tension. And kids, do not forget, whatever happened to me when I was much younger, I can very much still narrate it to you. And there's some family members that I will never forget because of how poorly they treated my mother back then. So that's the thing that parents, kids do not forget. And there's a lot of grown men today who lack love, empathy. They don't care for their wives and they don't care for women. Why? Because of the way their fathers treated their mother, or because of the way their mother treated them. Some are suffering from abandonments. They were abandoned when they were much younger. So all of these, you get the way they affect when you're much older, when you grow up, and you end up becoming a nuisance to the society. So in a nutshell, parents, love your children and be very, very patient with them. Tolerate them and show a lot of empathy. And this world is going to be a better space. Meanwhile, we are waiting for the two. The creation's bride. Bring me Elizabeth again, unless it was bicep. Oh my God, that creation fine, me, I don't go fear. I go glad there. Anyways, I am Shama, I am today. Bye. Let me hear your thoughts about the film. Have you watched it? Maybe when you watch it, go and check his interviews. Go and check his media rounds. That young man, Jacob Elodie. There were many casts in the film, isn't it? But he's the one getting the spotlight. He's more popular than the producer or the director. Nobody's talking about Guillermo. Everybody's Jacob. Oh my God. Let me go now. I can talk about him the whole time. But is he married though? Bye, guys. But hey, one more time. That young man is fine. Okay. Anyways, I am... Guys, I'm blushing. Oh, I'm crushing on the guy. I'm not even gonna lie. It's so funny the way he talks. It's always, and he has an accent, an Australian accent. Oh my god. Anyways, I am. Calm down. Calm down. I wish I could sell everything. I would sell just to go meet this man. Oh my god. Just a dinner date with this man. Give me $10 million or a date with Jacob. I'll choose Jacob. He's gonna make my dreams come true. A lot of them, I'm telling you. I just need one kid from him, baby. You can continue with your life, huh? I am Chema. I am Mide Darling. Let me to the film. What's your ratings? Have you watched the film yet? What do you love about the film? What do you not love about the film? And have you watched? Have you not watched it? What are you waiting for? Go check it out. Frankenstein. It's on Netflix. You'll love it. Bye.